Hey Tim, you okay?
Yeah, Ray, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear ya. Just to let you know, you're on with myself, Ray, and you're on with my co-host Patrick as well.
All right, cool.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
It's going good. How you guys doing?
Doing really well.
It was super.
Right, we just want to first of all say thank you for coming onto the show. We really appreciate you giving us your time. We were really excited when we heard that you were going to come on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always cool to do these kind of things.
Oh, brilliant. Well, we'll jump straight back in. We'll jump straight in. Uh, I like to look a little bit over your career. You've been fighting for quite a long time. You've had quite a lot of fights before you joined the UFC. So have you got any, pre UFC? Because we obviously know about your two latest wins in the UFC. Have you got any favourite wins that stood out to you pre UFC?
Um, no, I don't have any favorite wins. Each win pretty much means the same for me. It's just on to the next fight after that.
And how did it come about that the UFC contacted you? And how did you feel when they got in touch and obviously signed you onto their promotion?
There was a scheduling conflict with Bernardo Magalhaes' opponent. I had just won the King of the Cage lightweight uh, title like 10 days prior. They gave me the phone call, see if I'd fill in on a couple weeks' notice, and I was in shape. My coach wanted to take the fight; he was real confident in it, so uh, I went into the fight already with a good training camp. So I just polished my skills, and we went in there and got a win.
And how did you feel going into the fight? Did you know much about your opponent going into the fight?
I knew from my coach that was out there at Power MMA, they were teammates at one point, grappling coach named Andre, and he said not to let Bernardo get on top of us and hold us down and dictate the fight. So that was the game plan, to stuff the takedowns. And I take pride in my takedown defense, so I was pretty confident going into that fight, knowing that all I had to do was keep him standing and beat him up, but not get stuck under him. So I was real confident going in that fight.
Yeah, and you showed your stand up obviously in that fight was really good and really impressive, and I think you've shown that in your next fight as well. And obviously Salas is known for his takedowns as well with his wrestling, but he couldn't get anywhere near you, and you just blasted through him. Was you surprised at how quick you went through him?
Yeah, a little bit. I trained for a war for that fight. I expect him to get me down a couple times, but I have a wrestling background too, and I'm real comfortable off my back. So I'm willing to take risks, and if they take me down, then I have a submission game too. But I just haven't got to show it yet.
So looking back a little bit further, obviously you've been fighting MMA for a long time. You started fighting in 2004 and obviously have had a gap and come back in 2009. What got you into MMA way back then in 2004?
I think it was more just I was in high school at that time and dealing with bullies, and I just wanted to learn how to defend myself. And I started to learn that I could fight a little bit, and um, MMA came up. So I never really got into the sport to start fighting. I just kind of wanted to learn how to defend myself.
And how did your first actual match come about then? Would somebody just contact you through where you were training?
Oh yeah, my coach, like 3 months after I started training, he asked me if I wanted to take a mixed martial arts fight. We actually took the fight, but whenever I got down there, my opponent didn't show up, so I wound up kickboxing that night, and all I really knew was wrestling. So it was uh, it was kind of a crazy transition because I never really stood up and threw punches before, but it was a neat experience. And I kind of just stuck with it.
In one of your earlier fights, which was one of your losses. I mean, you haven't got many losses. This is one of your losses. You fought against Spencer Fisher. Now, obviously, Spencer Fisher, is a very well known fighter, and even back then when you fought him, he was very well known. Did you know who Spencer Fisher was when you fought him?
A little bit. He had a reputation in that area up in Utah and in New Mexico and stuff, and I kind of had an idea who he was, but still took the fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Did very
it's
well.
was it was it? Did you like fighting someone with such a big reputation, or was it? Did you just find it a little bit too much?
It was more. I really wasn't thinking about him. I'd gotten shot like a couple weeks prior to fighting Spencer Fisher. I had a big hole in my leg,
Mm.
a bunch of staples, and I really wasn't training. So after that fight, I kind of realized that if I was going to take mixed martial arts serious, I should probably start training. I took some early losses without really training, just kind of going in, hitting the bag, and then getting into a cage. But after that, I'd take some legal time off and get my legal troubles taken care of, and sitting there in jail just made me think what I wanted to do, and that sitting in jail wasn't too much fun. So I got out of prison in 2009, and I hit the ground running, and just stepped up the training and my nutrition, and just making a career out of it rather than it just being a hobby.
And obviously it's paid off for you because I'm sure when you were sitting there thinking about what you wanted to do, I'm sure being if you were going to do MMA, being in the UFC was probably top of that list.
Right, and whenever I'd gotten locked up, mixed martial arts blew up because when I first started doing it, it wasn't popular at all. A lot of people wanted to ban it, senators and stuff. But in the time I just sit and just watch it on TV and stuff, it really took off. So that's definitely what I want to do is reach the UFC, but earn my way. I didn't want to just get put there and not really deserve it. I wanted to get in the trenches and earn my right to fight in the UFC.
Yeah, and you've done that. You can tell you've done that by looking at your record, and it's paying off for you now because you've fought two tough opponents, especially with you being a stand-up fighter and then being guys that want to take you down. And we've seen in the past people have stand-up fighters have struggled. I know you've got your wrestling background, which obviously helped you. So that's obviously paying off for you now.
Yeah, it's working. Tom Vaughn, my head coach, he's got me real confident on the ground right now, being able to escape. So I can throw those knees, not worry about getting dumped. If I do get dumped, I'm just gonna get right back up and try to impose my will. But I take a lot of pride in my takedown defense, so I don't want him to get those points for taking me down.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you noticed a big difference as well since being in the UFC with with your life as are you getting recognised more? Are you getting a lot more exposure? Has your life improved since being with the UFC?
It has. I'm from a small town, so I can go into Walmart here, and people stop me and get my autograph, and it's a really neat feeling. For people to want to watch me fight and stuff, it's a cool feeling. So my life has changed.
And obviously, you were supposed to be fighting a couple of weeks ago, with the event we all know obviously was cancelled. Can you just explain to us the fans, if you like, how that affected somebody who would put so much time and effort into training for a fight, and how that's affected you with that fight now being rescheduled?
It really didn't affect me like mentally too much. I was right back into practice that afternoon. Just it was one of those things where mentally you need a practice like that to keep all the hardships out and the depression and all that. So as of the fight being canceled, I was disappointed because my weight was perfect. I was going in to be like 10 pounds out the week of going into and going that Monday into the last week of preparation for the fight. But um, having to pull back on the reins when you're ready to fight, and you have to say, hey, you got to wait another 4 months. It's kind of difficult to do, but I haven't stopped training. I haven't stopped running. My girlfriend's actually getting ready for she's fighting for the King of the Cage 125-pound women's world title.
Wow.
So I've stuck with her. She sets the tone for working out, and I just gotten on track with her and keeping my weight down and helping her get ready for her fight. So
And what
um,
what's your girlfriend's name?
her name is Brittany Gonzalez,
And when is she
and
when is she fighting?
October 6th she'll be fighting here in the States at in Oklahoma at the WinStar Casino. She
Oh,
fights another girl named Sarah Alpar, so it should be a good scrap.
wow. Well, we wish her luck for that fight. Then we hope that goes well for her.
Thank you.
Well, I know Patrick's eager to jump in, so I'll let Patrick take over. You ready to go, Patrick?
Yeah, definitely, Ray. And thanks again for joining us, Tim. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Hey, nice to meet you, Patrick.
And likewise. Um, so in your last fight, I know you talked about it a little bit with Ray. You had a real tough opponent in Justin Salas. The end almost began right as the fight was starting. It looked like he was trying to throw a little leg kick, and you came over with a nice counter left, and it seemed like you could just tell he was hurt, and you were relentless with the knees and punches. What was the key in that fight? Would you say that was more power or technique in that win?
I think it was just timing. My coach Tom Vaughn's all about timing shots. Don't throw them real hard, just time them. And I think his philosophy came through there. I timed it right, and I noticed he was hurt, and I like to get fighters out of there. So I picked my shots, stayed patient, but the timing of the left hand started all of it, and My coach Tom Bond's an awesome coach.
Yeah, apparently that was a real good job recognizing it was hurt on your part, and with your height and reach at 155, you utilize that really well. For some people who might not have seen you outside of the UFC, a lot of your fights, you throw crazy back elbows, and you got these knees that you barely have to get a dude in the clinch for. What is the key to fighting long like that?
Just utilizing that reach. My boxing coach Arlene that's Tom's wife. She's all about long reach, keeping guys at the end of your punches. If they do break that barrier where they get inside, that's where the knees, the elbows come in, and a guy gets hold of my leg or a wrestler gets hold of my leg, I have to punish him. I can't let him stay on my leg and pull me to the ground. We have to make him as uncomfortable as possible. So we utilize the reach. If I can dap them up, pepper them up at bay, that's the game plan. But if they get inside, then we hit them with big knees.
Oh, you've definitely been utilizing that game plan to perfection. And there's a lot of taller or rangy fighters who either don't or can't utilize their reach as well. Do you have any idea why that might be?
They're just not practicing at it, probably. My coach, we drill every day, and all the fighters in the gym. It's not just with me. She makes us all utilize long reaches, looping shots, hooking people from way out. So I think for all of our fighters at Fit and HB, it's starting to show in a lot of our fights. So hats off to my coach Arlene.
Yeah, definitely. And now over there at Fit NHB, are you guys still teaming up with Power MMA and Fitness? You guys go over there still?
Oh yeah, we do. And I was actually out there at Power my last week. Whenever I got the phone call for the UFC fight being canceled, but we go out there and I get the D1 wrestlers throwing takedowns in my face, pinning me on the cage, and just giving me the look from the best wrestlers in the United States are over there. So um, they helped me out a lot with that takedown defense.
Nice. Now, I think Ray might have mentioned coming up. Your fight has been rescheduled from UFC 151 to UFC on Fox 5. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, and you're fighting Abel Trujillo. He's out of the Black Zillions camp. Um, if you had it your way in a perfect world, how does that fight play out for you?
Knockout with the knee.
First round?
Any round, just as long as I can hit him with the knee. I work a lot on knees. I probably throw 2,000 knees a week. Weights on my feet, weights in my hands. So I'm always looking to catch somebody with a knee.
And I tell you, we're always looking to see it. Um, Now, in an interview you did with Ariel Hawani, I don't want to get into it much, but you had mentioned a little bit just about your time incarcerated, and I just want to ask, there's a lot of people who have been through maybe similar kind of situations, and I just want to ask, how does it feel to be a positive role model and to show that you can make the change like that and turn things around for the better?
Um, it it's a better feeling than having the cops chase you. That's for sure. Uh, just the other day, I talked to the middle school kids here, about the wrestling program we have, and kids struggling or they're seeing their parents do drugs, and you know, um, I like to talk to those kids. I like to help them up. It's just a lot better influence being a good guy than having to look over my shoulder to see if I'm going to get arrested or, if I'm going to get high that day or something stupid like that. So um, I've really got to notice my nephews growing up and my nieces, and they all look up to me. And sitting in jail wasn't going to work out for them. If they see their uncle in jail, then those kids are going to follow in my footsteps. And I don't want to be the generation that brings my family down or mold my nephews and my nieces into being bad people. So a lot of that opened my eyes, and the fact that I call home on Christmas. My nephews and the kids were starting to know where I was at. We couldn't lie to them no more. They were knowing that their uncle was locked up, and that hurt when I would call home. That my nephew Gino would be like, "Hey, you still in jail?" And those kind of things hurt and made me think a lot. So a lot of my success or a lot of what I've been doing is dedicated to those individuals, to my nephews and nieces, for helping me realize that being home with family and having a career that I love and my own house is awesome. 5 years ago I was in prison, and now I'm buying my own house, so things are amazing.
Yeah, that's very beautiful, man. And I'm glad to hear that, you know, you can turn around and keep making those positive changes. Um, Now I'd seen an interview you did after your rematch with Dom O'Grady in 2010. You won that one by decision after a previous fight went to a draw, and you were asked to predict GSP Koscheck 2. And I don't know if you remember that, but I think you hinted that you wanted to see the double KO in that fight.
Yeah, I
And
did.
I love that prediction so much. I wanted to see if we can get some predictions for the title fights from 152 this weekend from you.
Um, Again, man, I hope they both knock each other out and the belt goes to the third place. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to go with Nick Diaz, or Nate Diaz. He's the lanky guy like myself, and the guy likes to fight. So um, I'm just gonna go with Diaz because he's skinny.
Okay, there you go. And yeah, you guys have similar games. Who knows? Could be seeing you two match up for the title not too far down the line here.
I hope so. We're gonna take Abel Trujillo first, but I'm working my way up the ladder.
Yeah, definitely. Um, well, I know Ray wanted to get back with you and wrap things up, but thanks again for taking your time to speak with us here, Tim. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, hey, thanks for talking to me.
Well, I just want to say it's been brilliant talking with you, Tim. We really appreciate you coming on the show. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to shout out to? Any friends, family, sponsors, and also let people know how they can contact you on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, you can get a hold of me at Tim Dirtybird Means on Facebook or at Means Tim on Twitter. I want to tell my nephews and my nieces, my daughter, I love you guys. You guys have pushed me, and things are really working out for us. I want to tell my parents I love them. My team at Fit NHB Empower, and my coaching staff at Fit NHB. Thank you guys for all your help, and let's keep winning fights.
Well, we can't wait to see you land that knee in December and get that knockout.
Hey, thanks, Ray.
Well, I'll speak to you soon.
All right, have a good
Thanks
one.
a lot, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Bye.
Later, guys.
Right, and that was Tim Dirty Bird Means. I mean, when you look at his backstory and to where he was to where he is now, you can't help but be inspired, really. I mean,